Hello, everyone. Will Witherington coming to you this Thursday for just a quick application to some of our Advent things that we've been talking about this week. One of the questions Robert posed in his sermon on Sunday was, what is that area that if Jesus could come to you and say, I'm going to renew that, what would come untrue? What would he come in your most vulnerable moment, meet you and want to renew in you? And he talked about Jesus, yes, came to forgive our sins, but he also came to heal our wounds. And then on Tuesday, he gave us a great story of Jesus healing the wounds of a man who couldn't speak and was born deaf, and he met him in a very vulnerable and sort of humiliating way, but he met him in his most vulnerable moment and healed his wounds. And then Mark, in our prayer time on Wednesday, spoke of the areas of work and relationships as two of the most vulnerable places where we feel those wounds of sin and and the curse. And so one of the applications that I thought I would give is how can we show kindness to people in our world, in their work and in their relationships? So here's a couple of ideas that I'll give to us today. One, I had a dear church member send me an email just before Advent saying one of the applications that she was doing in the area of work was she was writing letters to grocery store workers, because during this pandemic, we had the essential workers of our nurses and our doctors and our frontline folks there, but also grocery store workers have become a frontline essential worker in our culture. And so she was advocating writing letters of kindness to those folks in the grocery store. And so I have this letterhead that I get every Christmas, and I love the mountains, so it's got on there, it's got my name. But I use these letters oftentimes to write letters to people if I know they've got a big meeting coming up, and if they've got a stressful season of work, I may write them a letter, or I'll make a note in my phone to text them with just words of kindness, because as Mark mentioned in our prayers, sometimes work is a vulnerable place, and when we offer words of kindness, that might be a place in their work where God meets them and heals the wounds and the pressures and the anxieties. So maybe that could be an application. Find somebody that you want to write a letter to, send a text to, make a call to, buy a present for, that gets to them in their most vulnerable place at their work. The other thing you can do in the area of relationships, what I've experienced is a birthday, an anniversary, an important event in their life, whether that's a tragic event like the death of a child or a historic moment like something big happened in their life. I find in my phone, I put on my calendar or in the notes section, or there's actually a reminders app that you can actually put a date and time, and it will remind you of that, where you can then remember these most vulnerable places in your friends and your family and your community's life, so that you can be ready to offer those words of kindness that Jesus may actually use to restore that person in that most vulnerable time. So that would be a good application for us in 2021, is go in your phone and take the birthdays of your coworkers, take the birthdays of your family members, the anniversaries, kids' names, remembering kids' names, remembering big events in those people's lives that have affected them, that maybe they have been wounded by. Anything that can trigger in you something to help them heal. That would be a great application for us this Christmas, is as Jesus comes to heal our wounds, he might use us to be the conduit or the method by which other people can get healed, just through an act of kindness like writing a letter or remembering a significant event or date in that person's life. So you may have your own ideas. If you have them, send them to me. I'll pass them on out to our congregation. But ways that we can show kindness where people's most vulnerable moments are at work, in relationships, and in life, we can meet them there. And may God be glorified in us as we do that to each other and show acts of kindness during this season. And not just this season, but throughout the year. Hope that helps. Have a great Thursday. See you this weekend. Bye.